In the world of football, legends are born on the pitch. But Erling Haaland, well, he wasn't just born, he was built. A 6'4" cyborg of speed, power, and precision who doesn't just play the game, he dominates it. From obliterating records to sending defenders into panic mode, Haaland has redefined what it means to be a striker. But what makes him so terrifying? Let's break down the rise of Haaland, football's cyborg legend. A few years ago, the football world was shaken by the arrival of a young Norwegian striker whose rise felt like it was scripted in a sci-fi movie. Erling Haaland didn't just break records, he obliterated them. And let's be honest here, his performances sometimes felt less human and more machine-like. From his early days at Molde to becoming the face of Manchester City's attacking might, Haaland has carved his name into football folklore. But what truly sets him apart? Well, his blend of rudeness on the pitch and fearlessness, a lethal combination for any defender brave enough to face him. It all began in Norway when Haaland, as a teenager, scored 4 goals in just 21 minutes against Brann while playing for Molde. At that point, it wasn't just about the goals, it was about the audacity. He didn't care if defenders were older, more experienced, or trying their hardest to stop him. Haaland had this unshakable confidence, a move or be moved attitude. It was rude, fearless, and utterly effective. Fast forward to Borussia Dortmund in 2020. Haaland didn't even bother with pleasantries. On his debut, he scored a hat-trick in just 23 minutes after coming off the bench. Can you imagine the shock? 1 minute, Dortmund was trailing. The next, Haaland had single-handedly turned the game around. It wasn't just the goals, it was his demeanor, the way he stared down goalkeepers after scoring, almost daring them to try harder next time. If defenders weren't scared of him before, they certainly were after. But it wasn't just his attitude. Haaland's goal-scoring numbers at Dortmund were absurd. 86 goals in 89 appearances. Yet people doubted him. It's just the Bundesliga, they said. Let's see if he can handle the Premier League. Oh really? Let me jog your memory on how he tackled the Premier League. When Manchester City signed Haaland in 2022, questions arose. Did City even need him? They had already been dominating without a traditional striker. Plus, there was the Bundesliga to Premier League curse. Remember Timo Werner? The skepticism was fair, but Haaland, he thrives on skepticism. It fuels him. Sure, his Community Shield debut against Liverpool was underwhelming. Social media had a field day with memes after he missed the sitter. But Haaland isn't one to sulk. Instead, he came back stronger. His message to the league was clear: laugh now, cry later. And cry they did. Haaland racked up goals like a cheat code. Defenders didn't just struggle, they looked utterly helpless. His movement in the box? Clinical. His finishing? Merciless. And his celebrations? They were dripping with the kind of swagger that only someone who knows they're unstoppable can pull off. What makes Haaland so terrifying isn't just his physicality or his skill, it's his mentality. On the pitch, he's unapologetically ruthless. He doesn't just play to win, he plays to dominate. There's a certain rudeness in how he demands the ball, shrugs off defenders, and celebrates as if scoring is the most natural thing in the world. Well, for him, it probably is, but it's like he's saying, you can't stop me, don't even try. And fearlessness? That's Haaland's trademark. Whether it's taking on experienced defenders, smashing in goals in high-pressure games, or facing criticism, he's unfazed. He doesn't second-guess himself. If anything, he seems to relish the challenge. In just one season, Erling Haaland redefined what it means to be a striker in the Premier League. He scored 36 goals in 31 games during his debut season, obliterating the single-season goal record, surpassing legends like Alan Shearer and Andrew Cole. who achieved their 34 goal hauls during a 42-game season. Haaland needed only 31 matches, making his feat not just record-breaking, but era-defining. What makes this even more impressive is the context. The Premier League has long been considered the most competitive league in the world. The physicality, tactical diversity, and relentless pace make scoring consistently a challenge even for the best. Haaland not only met these challenges, but made them look trivial. Scoring 3 hat-tricks in his first 10 games? That wasn't just making an entrance, that was taking over the entire show. The sheer variety in Haaland's goals highlights why defenders are left with nightmares. Just take a look. Talk about headers, he's got 11 of them using his towering frame and precise timing. Right foot, 9 goals there, even though it's his so-called weaker side. Right. His left foot, though, is where the magic happens. 52 devastating strikes that leave goalkeepers with no chance. His ability to score from virtually any position in the box is a testament to his intelligence, positioning, and pure predatory instinct. Manchester City knew they had something special, but even when they couldn't have predicted the seismic impact of his arrival, they had dominated domestically before Haaland. His addition made them unbeatable. His goals were the X factor that allowed City to edge Arsenal in the 2022-2023 title race, securing their 5th Premier League title in 6 years. But it wasn't just about domestic dominance. Haaland's presence brought City what had eluded them for so long: the UEFA Champions League trophy. His 12 goals in Europe that season, combined with his 3 in the FA Cup, were crucial in completing a historic treble. City became only the 2nd English club ever to achieve this feat, and Haaland was at the heart of it all, a generational striker for a generational team. If his debut season was jaw-dropping, Haaland's 2nd season proved his consistency. With 27 goals and 4 assists in the Premier League, he again topped the scoring charts, helping City secure their 4th consecutive league title. By now, even the faintest whispers of doubt had been silenced. As Haaland's 3rd season unfolds, he's already proving why he remains the most feared striker in the world. 10 goals in his first 7 games, including 2 hat-tricks, show that he's far from done rewriting the record books. In just 73 Premier League appearances for Manchester City, Haaland has scored 73 goals, averaging a goal per game, an unprecedented statistic in modern football. With his blend of physical dominance, clinical finishing, and relentless hunger, Haaland is more than just a striker. He's a phenomenon. The Premier League has seen its fair share of legends, but none have shaken the foundation of the league quite like Haaland. He isn't just rewriting history, he's creating a legacy that might never be matched. Standing at 6'4", Erling Haaland is a powerhouse built for football dominance. His height and aerial ability make him a traditional center forward's dream. But it's his athleticism, a blend of raw strength, agility, and explosive pace that elevates him to a different level. This season, he's added another weapon to his arsenal: precision from long range. Already with 2 goals from outside the box in just 7 matches, Haaland's improvement is evident. Compare this to his first 2 seasons at Manchester City, where he managed just 3 long-range goals in 62 games, and you see the evolution of a player turning into a more complete finisher. At only 24 years of age, Haaland is far from his peak. What makes him even more frightening for defenders is the realization that he's still learning, still adapting, and still hungry. Rather than speculate on how high his ceiling might be, it's best to appreciate the phenomenon unfolding before our eyes. So, with records shattered, defenders humbled, and a legacy already in the making, the question isn't just how far Haaland will go, but who, if anyone, can ever stop him? And who should we cover next? Let us know your opinion in the comments below.